If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out. Now, before I get into this demonstration, allow me to say this right here, because this right here that's going on with Boosie is a real hood education, right? And the reason why it's a hood education is because of this right here. Listen, a lot of the times when you see people in suits and stuff like that, and they can talk right, they can talk the game, and they got a brick and mortar business, they got a website and all that old type of stuff, they throw out a couple of names out there and stuff like that, a lot of people can be fooled and believe that that's a legit business, when the whole time they just straight scammers, they fraudsters, they criminals. You see? So, I mean, Boosie teaching us something. We learning. Because, you know, from now on, you know, whenever you deal with somebody that's dealing in business or whatever the case may be, yeah, you got to do some research. You got to look them up. Oh, you said you know so-and-so? Okay, hold on. How you know them? You see, you know Erica Kirk, you going to get her to... How you know her? Show me some pictures. Call on the phone right now. Show me a video of you and her conversating, having dialogue. Show me something. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you say you know how to build a roof? How many roofs have you built? Let me see where your work is at. You see? We can't just accept that type of stuff no more. And Boosie, hey, he teaching us. He teaching us. Now, so let's get into the demonstration about Boosie and his good old snitching, right? And the reason why I'm doing this is because, look, Boosie one of those type of guys that I'm stomped down gangster. I ain't gonna say nothing. Gucci, right? Gucci, I'm stomped down. I'm a street guy. I'll die before I tell. This was Gucci Mane was telling all the youngsters, telling me, telling y'all too. But then look what happened when some gangster stuff happened. You see? Now look. Let's get an understanding. Look, back when I was in my day, I was like that too. Now, I don't care about it. Look, man, I'm a taxpaying citizen, man. Look, hey, somebody do something wrong to you, call the police and say, hey, man, look, this is what happened. You see, I don't have to abide by the street code no more. I'm out of that lifestyle. You see, but when I was in it, I stood on it. And there's not nobody on God's green earth that can come to you and say, hey, hood educated told on me. Hood educated touched on a, illegally touched on a woman. Or did anything outside the code. Nobody. But, hey, these guys proclaim to still be in the code. So that's why we got to do it to them. Now, we're going to watch a video of Boosie. And I'm going to break this video down piece by piece to show you the ignorance of Lil Boosie. Check it out.
Anybody who think suing somebody, taking somebody to court because they didn't abide by a contract and snitching, you retarded. You never had a business. You just, anybody with a mindset like that, either you just ignorant or you just looking for clicks or you just a Boosie hater. They got a lot of motherfucking Boosie haters, but
so, now, being that, we done peeped your game, right? And, I'm talking about former street guys and real street guys is calling you out. Taxpaying citizens are not calling you out, Boosie, because they don't care about none of that type of stuff. They're going to call the police if something like that happened to them. But real street guys or ex-street guys, we understand the code of the streets. You see? But now, we ain't never had a business, and not, we retarded. Now, hold on, now wait. Now, hey, look, can I be transparent with y'all? I did ride the short bus. Yeah, embarrassed. I was one of those guys. I wore the short bus, but not because I was illiterate. I was bad as hell, and so they put me into that type of school. You know what I'm saying? Because I was bad. You know, I was. You know, as a kid, I was. You know, but all right now. So we retarded because we got enough sense, right? Unlike you, to not give somebody $600,000 because they know or they say they know Donald Trump. But we stupid, we retarded, right? And no disrespect to the the mentally ill and stuff like that. You know, I'm just quoting what Boosie is saying, right? You know what I mean? He's trying to degrade us because we peeped the game. Boosie, allow me to break it down to you. There was never a contract, Boosie. These people scammed you and took your money. Yeah, you can sue them and all that, but there was never a that what they gave you, that piece of paper that they gave you, is just like the pardon that they said Donald Trump gave you. It's no different. It does not exist. You see what I'm saying? So that was not a business transaction. We understand how business work, but what happened to you with that $600,000, that is not a business transaction at all. So you can't lie and say that was a business transaction and now you're trying to sue. Because in a minute, I'm finna show the people your method of how you sneak and tell on people, but then you call it a lawsuit so that it won't appear that you telling on people.
If somebody forged your name, you're gonna get sued, bro. Y'all fucked up in the head, bro. Like, y'all are ignorant, bro. Like, I sue 13, 14 people a year. Like, it's business, bro. Like,
now I'm about to break down his method of snitching, right? That he seems to be getting away with. And, for people that don't know, of course, you know what I mean? It'll get past them, though. But for us, but you know what? It ain't even got nothing to do with nobody from the street, to be honest, because he came right out and said it himself. You know what I'm saying? I guess his brother must have been forging his name. That's what he's talking about. And he sued his brother, right? Now listen, y'all. Forgery is a felony, especially if it's forgery for $300,000, right? That's felony type stuff. Now, if they go into a bank and forging your name, look, that's felony type stuff. And Boosie understood by going about it the civil route that it would turn into a criminal investigation. And he was just okay with that. Check it out.
Filed another lawsuit on him in not Louisiana also.
I mean, unless you actually...
And it's going to be a criminal lawsuit.
Okay, so you're actually filing a criminal lawsuit for fraud.
On everybody for
fraud. So that means that people might go to jail.
Yeah. And I don't give a fuck him. Fuck him.
Fuck him.
He's not a gangster.
Okay.
What he did to me took $5 million. I'm not gonna shoot him.
Yeah.
This shit is handled in court.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a legal citizen. He's a, if he was a G, if he took $5 million for me, it'll be a different story.
He said in his interview that me and you are closer than you and him.
Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all see how he playing with words? I'm gonna file a criminal lawsuit. Now, for those of you who don't know, a criminal lawsuit deals with law enforcement. That deals with the government getting involved and punishing the person by sending their ass to jail. You see what I'm saying? Depending on what the lawsuit is for. So he understands what he's doing. And being that he is the one that is filing this criminal lawsuit, he got to go testify. Yeah. He got to get on that stand and say, hey, they did these illegal things to me. Right? Now, some might try to justify it and say, well, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like he did. He said that, my brother, he ain't no G. He a regular civilian. He a citizen. Wait a minute. Hold on. We talking about you. You the G. You the street guy. You have codes, rules, and regulations that you must go by. And by you sitting on the stand testifying against whoever, brother, cousin, or whoever it is, and getting them prison time, you snitching. Yeah, you can call it a lawsuit all you want to, but like he said, a criminal lawsuit. And he talking about his brother. Now listen, again, for the taxpaying citizen who is not a street guy, who is not a part of those type of politics, hey, no problem. That's what you supposed to do. Somebody do you like Boosie brother did him, supposedly steal 5 million. I thought he said 300K, but he said 5 million, which I fail to believe. I don't think he took that much money. So the brother hit him for the 5 million. And Boosie is finna get on the stand and testify against his brother. Now look, I'm not saying that he should not have did anything. If somebody take 5 million from you, I don't care who it is, there has to be repercussions behind that. But we're talking about street guys, right? We're not talking about regular people. Street guys are not allowed to get on the stand and testify under no circumstances. They supposed to keep it in the streets. Street guys, get in the comments and let me know. Am I lying? Now, I know a lot of street guys right now are probably saying, hey, Hood, hold on, man. Wait a minute. He hit him for 5 million, Hood, But no, y'all supposed to keep it in the streets. Is that the rule? We're not going to bend the rule. We're not going to break the rule or nothing like that. We're not going to move the goalpost. The rule is you cannot snitch. You're not supposed to do that. And that's what Boosie is doing right now. Yeah, he's doing that right now with this other lawsuit that he's filing on these people that took him for the $600,000. And so, my thing is this right here. A taxpaying citizen, hey, look, check this out. Stay away from the streets. Do y'all see how backwards these rules is? Do y'all see how backwards it is? And being that now that, street guys are condemning him, street guys are saying, hey man, you snitching. Hey, come on, bruh. You shouldn't do that. You snitching. And he's trying to move the goalpost. He's trying to defend it because he know he wrong. You shouldn't be on nobody's stand testifying against nobody. Leave it in the streets.
This is not no Gucci Mane shit. Y'all mad about that. This ain't that. That's gangster shit. That's strap. That's gangster shit. This is nothing like that. Nothing like that. Y'all fucked up in the head, bro. Y'all get off my dick, nigga. I'm the realest nigga in it.
Y'all hear him? I'm the realest nigga in it, right? And then he goes on to say that, hey, look, this is not no Pooh Shiesty Gucci Mane type demonstration, right? This is not that. He's saying that what happened to him with him, the $600,000, that's not a Pooh Shiesty Gucci Mane type demo because they went in and they robbed him with guns, right? I beg to differ and allow me to elaborate why I do. Pooh Shiesty now robbed Gucci Mane in a studio, right? They took something that belonged to him. Valuable things, right? Worth thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And Boosie, you got robbed online. You see, you got robbed online. The people that robbed you was clever enough not to use guns. They used their mouth. They used their mouthpiece to rob you. Nevertheless, it's still a robbery. Why? Because they took something that didn't belong to them. And the whole process was an illegal act. It was a criminal act. The whole process. There was nothing legal binding to that whole process. It was some scammers who was gangsters, who was criminals, dealing with another criminal who's supposed to be a gangster street guy. Y'all just heard him. He the realest nigga in it. Excuse my language, but those are his words. You see? So what's the difference? There is no difference. It's the same thing. The method is the only thing that is different. The end result is the same. You are a victim the same way Gucci is a victim. You got took the same way Gucci got took. The only difference is the method. Them boys use guns, and the people that got you, they use their mouth. And that's it. That's the only difference. And you want to say that you not snitching because you filing a lawsuit against them. Come on, Boosie. You know that lawsuit right there gonna turn into a criminal lawsuit. You know it is. Because you're not getting nothing back. And the whole demonstration was a scam. It's almost like this here, y'all. Let me break it down for my street guys, right? Let's just say, right, you meet up with the plug. You get a plug $25,000 for a brick of that Coca-Cola, right? The plug run off. He gone with your $25,000. What do you do in a situation like that? Do you go to the court and file a lawsuit? No, because the whole thing is an illegal transaction. You don't do that. Do you go to the police? No, you can't go to the police because this is some criminal stuff going on, right? You don't go to the police because you can't, because you a gangster anyway. You a street guy. You can't go to the police. That's against the rules and regulations. You can't do that. So what should you do in a situation like that? Street guys, come on. Get in the comments. Tell these people how you supposed to handle that. You leave that in the streets. That's how it go. When you dealing in street stuff, that's how it go. These people, Jack and Jacob, Jack and Jacob robbed you, Boosie. They robbed you. And you doing what a taxpayer citizen is supposed to do. The only difference is you trying to be slick with your snitching. You don't want to come flat out and just say, hey man, look, I'm calling the police, the feds, man, look, y'all robbed me for $600,000, man. Y'all going to jail. But you want to call it a lawsuit. And by you calling it a lawsuit, that's your slick way of snitching. But Boosie, listen, man. All you got to do, brother, listen, you ain't did nothing street probably in the last 20 years. Why is you still holding on that bullshit way of thinking and that lifestyle? You ain't no street guy no more. You pay taxes. You own property, businesses. You're not a street guy no more, Boosie. You ain't shot no gun in a long time. You ain't slapped nobody with a pistol. You ain't stood on the block and sold no work. You ain't did nothing street. Everything you doing is legal. But you still want to be a street guy. Y'all see how backwards these guys is? Come on. You're no longer that. Them people robbed you. get on the stand, testify against them, go to the police and say, hey man, look, they robbed me. You see? Because usually when people sue, they try to get something back, right? Or they try to get the person punished. And in this case right here, you're not getting nothing back. And for that amount of money, the government is going to get involved. And you're going to be the key witness. Do you know why you're going to be the key witness, Boosie? Because you are the #1 victim. Man, quit playing, man. This is hood educated, not lame related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.